Today I'm going to show you how to go from a Texas rig to a Carolina rig, back to a Texas rig, without having to retie. Hi making folks, and welcome to the channel. If you're here for the first time, my name's Vinny. We do a lot of hunting and fishing videos, including how-tos, reviews, unboxings, and that sort of thing, as well as a bunch of vlogs where we just get out there and hunt and fish. So if you're into that sort of thing, consider hitting the subscribe. So if you're into that sort of thing, consider hitting that subscribe button if you find yourself enjoying this video at any point in time. But without further ado, so last month's Monster Bass box was all about the Texas rig. It featured the Texas rig, had some advanced tips and whatnot in it. And then this month, the month of April, was all about the Carolina rig. So when I got the Texas rig box, of course, I started doing all the tips and tricks of the Texas rig, fishing with that a lot, and then again with the Carolina rig, started messing with that. And I'm not too familiar with the Carolina rig. I have fished it a couple times, but not very often. But what I noticed fishing with the Carolina rig, especially in the area I fish, is a lot of times Carolina rig works great, but then I get to some overhang, some cover, some trees that I couldn't quite get that Carolina rig to skip under there just right where I can get as far back under that cover as I wanted to. So I got to thinking. Now, I don't have a bass boat. I'm in this surface drive boat, so I don't have a lot of room for rod and reels, and it doesn't really matter. I only got 4 of them anyway. Oh no, I got 5. So I hate to tie up 2 of them, one for a Carolina rig, one for a Texas rig. So I got to finagling with it, got to thinking, got to brainstorming, and I came up with this. And let me know in the comments if I'm not the first one to come up with this. Anyway, let me show you what I'm talking about. So you're gonna rig this up pretty much like you would any normal Texas rig. You're gonna start with your bobber stop. If you want to have your pegged weight, you're gonna have your weight, you're gonna have a bead right there. But this time you're gonna put an extra bobber stop between your bead and your hook. Now, because you're gonna have this extra bobber stop right there, you're not gonna really need a bead to protect your knot, but I'm leaving it on there because I do want a little bit of clinking, a little bit of clacking. So say I'm fishing along like this, along all of these trees right here, and I'm flipping underneath those trees, and then I get to a point, well, like that over there where there isn't any trees, and it's just an open bank like that, and the water's kind of low right now, so it slopes down and gradually gets deeper. And I want to throw a Carolina rig so that weight can push up a little, you know, make those little dust clouds with that bait trailing behind it, get those fish's attention. All I got to do is take this top bobber stop, slide it up however long I want my leader, let the weight and bead fall down, and then I'm gonna slide my other bobber stop to where I want it to stop. And there you have it, right there, Carolina rig, just like that. But another good thing about the way this is rigged is I can also change the length of my leader at any point in time. If I want to fish a little short of a leader, I'll just slide it down, slide this one down, and now I got a shorter leader, just like that. Don't have to retie, don't have to change nothing, using the same equipment. And then I like to throw a floating plastic like the Z-Man that I got in the Monster Bass box. By the way, if you're not familiar with Monster Bass, I'll leave a link in the description below, as well as a discount code where you can save some cash on your first month subscription. But as I was saying about these floating plastics like the Z-Man that I got in the Monster Bass box, it's nice to be able to change my leader size on the fly depending on how deep I want this thing to fish, because this is going to float up, and if I drag it through, it'll come down. It'll float back up every time I pull it. So I can adjust how high off the bottom I want this bait to float and stuff. So I like to call this rig the Carolexus rig, the Texas Liner rig, the convertible Carolina rig, the Louisiana rig, the Pelican Bone rig. I don't know, if this is a new thing, leave a name in the comments below what we can call this thing. If it's not a new thing, let me know in the comments what they actually call this thing. If anyone's ever done it before, you know, I'm sure I'm not the first one to come up with it. So if you have a better way or a way we can improve this, also let me know in the comments. Hell, just leave a comment about anything you want, really. But I'm gonna stop saying comment now, and I'm gonna go out and try and catch a fish on this thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and well, catch you on the next one. Goodbye.